Hi and welcome. I want to go over some radiographic equipment terms you should know already quite well. This will be familiar to you all, but please keep in mind all of the information is fair game on the test. Let's get to it and begin with the collimator. This is the controller of the X-ray field area size, demonstrated by the visible light field falling from the tube onto the patient or image receptor. The image receptor or IR system can use a cassette, which is either a film-based or CR-based, or the system is a DR system, which is cassette-less. Patient positioning aids include positioning sponges placed under the patient for comfort or to keep them in a particular position. Also, there are immobilizing devices such as Velcro straps, pig-o-stats, and good old tape. Tape is the technologist's best friend. Moving on to the tube, it is either a ceiling mount or tube hanger. The tube has movements as well. Transverse allows the tube to move across the table. Longitudinal travels left and right following the long axis of the table. Tubes move vertically, up and down, and they can be rolled side to side in any angle. In order for an X-ray to be taken, the tube must be lined up with the IR. If the IR is in the wall or table bucky, this alignment is called detent. Now we come to the primary X-ray beam. The beam originates in the tube. An electrical charge is applied to the cathode. Electrons in turn are boiled off the filament attached to the cathode and are shot across the tube to the anode in a tightly focused path. They smash into the tungsten target and ta-da! X-rays are made. The X-ray photon beam then leaves the tube. The central ray is aligned from the target to the IR, the very center of the beam. The X-ray table may move or may be stationary. If it does move, it can move in different ways. Some tables only move up and down, while others can tilt. Trendelenburg is a table tilt where the head of the table tilts down to the ground about 15 to 30 degrees. The tabletops can glide in all directions, back and forth, left and right. Also, buckies are under the table or attached to the wall for upright X-rays. Grids are located in the buckies. Buckies also move the length of the table. Wall buckies can move up and down a wall. If the exam being performed does not require a grid, cassettes are placed on the tabletop, and the body part being examined is placed directly on top of the cassette. So now we come to the control panel. All control panels have controls for the following. The timer. This controls how long the exposure will be. Milliamperage or mA is the measure of the electrical current crossing from the cathode to the anode. The timer along with the mA controls how many X-ray photons are being produced, also known as mass. Kilovoltage peak or kVp controls how fast or powerful the X-ray photons are and refers to the quality of the X-ray beam quality, while at the same time controls patient dose. AEC is an abbreviation for the automatic exposure control. There are chambers on the buckies that have sensors in them that tell how much radiation has passed through them. When an exposure value is selected on the panel and the exposure button is depressed, the sensors will send a message to the panel stopping the exposure when they have received the optimum amount of radiation. Once that level is reached, you could keep your little finger on the exposure button all day long, but it will not emit radiation. This does two things. It ensures image quality and, more importantly, controls patient dose. I promise, we are almost done. Thank goodness, because this is just about putting me to sleep. Besides, if this takes much longer, I will have to reapply my sunscreen. There are two more things I need to tell you. One is called remnant radiation. That is radiation that has left the patient and is on its way to the film, hopefully. I say that because if it is leaving the patient, it is not traveling in straight line to the IR behind the patient. Some will reach the image receptor, some will not. Scatter radiation is a type of secondary radiation that occurs when the useful beam intercepts any object causing some X-rays to be scattered. These scattered X-rays will interact with anything or anyone in their path. Be careful, okay? I have succeeded in barring myself. I have probably even lost my court time. Darn. Oh well. That is enough of that. Time for me to serve. See you later.